Now, Stephanie, now the rockets with Bezos and Branson make sense. They want to get off the planet because this stuff is crazy. There's fungus and COVID. I'm going into space. This is just not safe anymore on this planet.
I love everybody tweeted this weekend. How do we know that UFOs aren't just billionaires from other planets?
Yeah.
It's funny. Oh my! I can't believe this is a superbug. You've got COVID back. You've got another Republican congressman just came out a short time ago. He got it for a second time, and it's more serious than the first time. It's done. It's over. This was it. It's good meeting all of you.
Yes,
Travis, Chris,
nice to meet you.
Bye-bye.
Nice to meet you, Dean. It's been a pleasure working with you. You are everywhere, of course, because of your. Well, first of all, it's fascinating. You are both a lawyer and a radio talk show host. So no one believes in the First Amendment, I presume, is more than you do. And yet you tweeted, we can't ignore Fox News lies about the COVID vaccine since it's potentially killing Americans. That's why I filed a complaint against Fox News with the FTC for possible violations of COVID-19 Consumer Protection Act. We need the FTC to investigate Fox. And what good for you, because I keep saying this, Dean, I don't know the law like you do, but isn't this fire in a crowded theater? Isn't this dangerous misinformation killing people a different thing we're talking about? Yeah,
I mean, Fox News lies all the time. We know that. I'm not trying to stop them from lying about critical race theory or that Biden's a Chinese communist. That's life. We deal with that world. We have to fact check it. We push back. I was tired of watching the misinformation. Media Matters did a great study 2 weeks ago. Nearly 60% of the segments Fox News did over a 2-week period contained misinformation or were intended to persuade people not to get the vaccine. Things like Janine Pirro literally saying on air, they're coming to your door about the COVID vaccine, but they're really there to take your guns. To Laura Ingraham touting immunity, natural immunity over the vaccine. To Tucker Carlson ridiculously saying the vaccine doesn't work, or putting a question mark at the end like that changes it. So I used my legal skills and I said, where can I find something that might apply? And I first looked at Truth in Advertising, but then I saw the COVID-19 Consumer Protection Act signed December 2020 by the orange guy, and it makes it illegal from a business point of view, from a Federal Trade Commission point of view, to profit off lies about COVID or the treatment for COVID. And in this case, Fox News, they're in a business. Their business is selling information. Yeah. Consumers buy it through your cable subscription fees. There's a transaction. They are misleading people, just like the chiropractor FTC filed a complaint against, who was selling things saying his product was better than the vaccine. It's the same idea. And the goal of the law is to either get an injunction, damages, or I get Tucker Carlson's slot. That's really the goal. If I get Tucker Carlson's show,
sometimes you are invited on TV as a radio talk show host, sometimes as a lawyer, as a legal analyst, sometimes as a comedian. So if you were another legal analyst booked to talk about your lawsuit against Fox News, what would you say about the chances of your lawsuit?
Wow.
Well, it's not a lawsuit because it's a consumer complaint.
Got it. Consumer complaint.
And I really encourage people, if you're interested, email me. I'll send you the template. You can fill it out in 3 to 4 minutes on the website. Email me at dean@deanofradio.com. I actually made a template. It literally takes you 3 to 4 minutes. The more of us who file these complaints, the goal is it simply triggers an investigation by the FTC. It's not going to shut Fox down. Right. It's about it's just stopping the ones lying about the vaccine.
I have a question? Can we, not self-interested at all, can we add spectrum to that? If, let's just say there's a cable provider that is not providing, cable speeds that would allow your radio television show to remain on the air, for all 3 hours every day. Is that a consumer complaint?
Let's file a complaint against anyone you want, folks. The COVID-19 Consumer Protection Act is the one I'm focused on, because that's the law that would apply here. And look, let's be very clear. Fox News is a business. They had $1.5 billion in revenue last year.
Yeah.
When you see, as Media Matters quantified, people from Fox and Friends through the afternoon, through the night, lying or persuading people not to get the vaccine, it's a business decision. Let's be blunt. This is not happenstance. That does not happen on the number one cable news show. The executives made a choice. The Murdochs have made a choice to mislead Americans. And I think that's why they have to pay a price. It won't shut them down. It might fine them. They can keep repeating it. It's not First Amendment. They can keep repeating it. They get a fine every time. But there could be an injunction if it became really dangerous.
No, good for you. Honestly, I'm all behind you. By the way, I found the only antidote for what's going on today is watching that video over and over again of the Montana fly fisherman telling Tucker Carlson to his face that he's the worst human being in the world.
I don't think Tucker Carlson expected that in Montana very right today. And there he is. He probably thought he'd get accolades like, "Oh, you're so great. You're
so great, Tucker." Yeah.
Tucker Klansman, as I call him, he was known first for white nationalism, but now he's throwing in killing people about COVID lies as well.
Yeah.
This is not normal times, Steph. I mean, we're having a massive spike. People are dying, and the ones who are dying, it's the pandemic of the unvaccinated. And Fox News is playing a role in misleading their own audience.
Yeah.
I mean, 60% of their audience is over 65.
And by the way, of course, there's always been outrage. Oh, how dare they, in front of his daughter. Oh, that was rude. Oh. And I love this. A.R. Moxon tweets, "It's worth pondering why every call for civility is issued for the benefit of those who have dedicated their lives to incivility. It's worth pondering why every call for healing centers on those who have done the harming." Right? Tucker Carlson telling you to, call protective services against children that, people that have masks on their children and get in their face and harass them. And he can't take someone saying, you're the worst person in the world for your misinformation that's killing people to his face. I mean,
Don't spew the lies if you don't want to do the crime. No, that doesn't work. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't do the crime if you can't do the time.
Yeah.
If you're going to spew lies and mislead people and also be a white nationalist, expect people to push back. They should. No one should beat him up. But it's free speech. You want to say to Tucker Carlson, you're the worst person in the world? You have every right. You want to say that to me?
Yeah.
You have every right to say that. That's life. I think he's probably worse than me. I'm probably like one step above him. I'm the worst person in the Olympics.
You actually said if triggering Trump supporters was an Olympic sport, I would win a bunch of gold medals. Yes, I imagine this.
We all would. This would be our goal. I'd be at the Olympic trials every day, I feel like. I'm at the trials. Every time I trigger a Trump supporter, an angel gets their wings. So I'm out there making angels on a daily basis.
Yes, you are. Listen, you mentioned the same thing I did on Twitter. It's just they are anti-American. You said terrorist Trump rally last night in Arizona. He literally led the crowd to boo the U.S. women's soccer team for losing a game in the Olympics because he said they were woke. Trump is leading anti-American chants at his rallies. I mean, you also said to briefly sum up terrorist Trump's rally in Arizona, he told the crowd he could be back as president before the 2024 election, continue to spew lies about the 2020 election while getting the crowd to boo Mike Pence. My question is why Trump has not been charged yet for January 6th. Thank you, Dean. Why are we allowing him out there to continue to incite the same coup and violence?
It's unbelievable. I mean, Stephanie, it's almost like the media and our fellow Democrats unintentionally are gaslighting us in the idea of, don't worry, January 6th wasn't that bad. We'll have a commission. It was an act of domestic terrorism. That's what Christopher Wray, the FBI director, testified. Donald Trump is the Osama bin Laden of January 6th. Without Trump, there is no January 6th. That's why I call Trump Donald bin Laden.
Oh, I was going to push your Muslim button in a second, where I was going to say, can you imagine? It would be allowing Al Qaeda on the 9/11 commission with us. Right. This whole you have to let these Republicans that voted for the insurrection on the committee.
Let me put my lawyer hat back. I'm going to take off my radio.
Okay.
Put on my lawyer hat. Think about this. Over 500 people are arrested for attacking the Capitol that Donald Trump radicalized them for 2 months, told them the date to be there, told them the time to be there, told them 20 times in that speech, we're going to fight. We got to stop the steal. I'm going down there with you. They did what he wants, and he doesn't get charged for at least inciting a riot, which is a felony under federal law. It intellectually and as a lawyer, as an American, it makes no sense. We know how this is going to play out. If you don't put the inciter, the terrorist in chief, in jail, he's going to do it again. And he's out there spewing the same lies that radicalized people for January 6th. He's making Ashley Babbitt into a martyr, just like Adolf Hitler literally made people a martyr after the beer hall putsch in 1923, the coup there. It's the same playbook. He should be under arrest, not because I hate him. He should be under arrest because he committed a crime. It was inciting a riot.
Well, you quoted Katie Hobbs. You quoted Katie Hobbs on Twitter, the Arizona Secretary of State, who said what's going on right now is really dangerous. The former president's continuing to incite his followers to action that can end up with another insurrection. He needs to be held for account for that. Speaking of your lawyer hat, our friend Glenn Kirshner said Trump committed countless federal crimes. He is a federal problem. We need a federal solution in the form of a federal indictment. Leaving this task to the states would be a federal failure, a national embarrassment, and an abdication of our federal law enforcement responsibilities. I take it you agree wholeheartedly.
Oh my God, I agree. Glenn's the man. I had Glenn on my show. I am so desperate. I'm not kidding. On my show last week, I asked Glenn, what can we make a citizen's arrest? because he's in Jersey. I know people in Jersey. I'm from Jersey. I know people. I can get a couple of cousins. We go, but hey, Trumpy, we're looking at the country club. We're like, hey, this is beautiful. My cousin Christine is going to have a wedding. And like, there's Trump. We go, get him. And technically in Jersey, there's still a law. You can make his citizens arrest.
I love when you go all Sopranos. I know people in Jersey.
Yeah.
I'm half Sicilian.
You want me? I'll go down to the Bada Bing. You want me to go?
I got to call a couple of guys at my cousin, but boom. Like, if you don't want to do the Arab thing, hey, Habibi, we're going to go over there. It's much scarier. They tell you how much fun here. They tell you, hey, everybody, look, Vinny, Pete, look.
I believe almost every crime starts with someone saying, I know guys in Jersey. Let's go get some pasta fagool, we'll plan a little something. Some accident going to happen.
I mean, does it make sense to anyone, honestly, that Donald Trump could incite a terrorist attack?
No.
And his penalty is off Facebook for 2 years? What's the message to Al-Qaeda and ISIS? If you attack the Capitol, you can't go on social media for 2 years. You're kidding me.
Yeah.
This is not politics. I'm not kidding you. I think it's going to undermine our confidence in our entire criminal justice system, which was already suspect because of racial disparities. Yeah. This makes it even worse, that the wealthy live a different world, and it's outrageous that they do. But they shouldn't in this case. He did it in front of us. He should be in jail.
Well, listen, you know that I love you because I bore you from my loins and pushed you out of the nest into your own show.
Right.
I birthed you into your own show on SiriusXM. But seriously, Dean, you could save lives with this. So thank you for this, for even thinking of this, the FTC complaint against Fox. You got to start somewhere. I mean, I was saying I love what the NFL is doing. We all have to get creative in saving, honestly, people's lives. And as Dr. Fauci said, and I've said a million times, if we had Fox News in the 50s, we'd still have polio. I mean, this is dead serious. So thank you for doing your part.
Thanks very much. Thanks for having me on to share. It's always great to see you, Steph, and see Chris and Travis as well. Yeah. So thanks for having me, guys.
All right.
And we also tweeted and Facebooked that email address that you can write to Dean to get that template to file your own complaint with the FTC.
Yes, please.
I will send you one page. It'll take you 5 minutes to sign up. And the Trump trolls, too bad. I hope you're freaking out by this.
Can I just say, Dean Obeidallah is on the best team, Team Progress, here on SiriusXM, with Jess McIntosh, Zerlina Maxwell, Michelangelo Ciarelli, John Fugelsang. I mean, it goes on and on. It's just fantastic.
Thom Hartmann. It's great to be a part. And thank you for all your help, as I always say. It's because of you I learned a lot about. I knew nothing about radio. I knew how to turn the knobs on. I'm like on and off. Stephanie taught me radio, folks. So
I apologize. All right. Well, love you, Dean.
It's your fault. That was an accusation.